Hello and welcome to another Key Smash Studios video. Today we're going to be talking about how to get into another scene through a load portal. Now this is specifically about the code to load into another scene. If you would like to see a video on how to create this portal effect, I'll put a link here as well as in the description. I'm operating under the assumption that you already have two scenes in which to load as well as a character controller. I'll talk a little bit more about the character controller in a second, but if you don't have two scenes to load into, all you need to do is to come down here, right click, and create a scene. This is just within the project folder. That is how you create multiple scenes, and we'll go into how to load them up as part of a system here in just a second. Right after I say, if you find this to be helpful, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, all that jazz. It really does help us out, and we'll hop right into this. So the first thing to consider is that we need to have a way to detect that we are trying to enter a new scene. And the way that I do that with this particular load portal is that I have an empty game object that has a collider attached to it called a box collider. Now I'll show you how to create this. You just come to the empty game object. You're going to create an empty as part of it. This empty can be called whatever you want, whatever we want. And then you just create a box collider as part of a component. Now all you have to do is edit this box collider by clicking on these little green dots, pulling out, and making it fill the space of the portal. Now obviously this can change based on every portal, so don't follow exactly what I'm doing here, but if you feel like you're getting what you need to get out of a space, then you're good to go. The other change that we have to make to this box collider after we're done editing its size and location is that we need to check mark is a trigger. Then we're going to tag it so we know what it is. So up here in the tags, I have created one called level portal. If you don't know how to create one, you hit add tag, then you come here and hit plus, then it'll create a new tag. So this can just be a new tag. This is going to allow us in code to signify that this is an important object. So I'm going back to our collider here, and I'm going to tag this as level portal. This is one that I created before. It's the same process. Whatever you named your tag, that's what this needs to be. Now that we have that, we just need to go to our character controller. Now, I won't be going over the code of a character controller, but if you would like to see a video on that, I'll put a card here, as well as a link in the description to a character controller for Unity. So in our character controller, let me pull this over here, you can see that this is just a super basic character controller. I'm not actually concerned with anything as part of the character controller. We really want to be concerned with where it collides with something. So since we, on our Unity side, if I open this back up here, since we on our trigger checked that this was a trigger, we need to have a function that detects when we collide with something. So there is a built-in function in Unity called Ontrigger Enter. So when we enter a trigger, something will happen. We have this collider that we collide into. It's other. What do we want to have happen? So we want to double check that it is the, in fact, collider that we want. So if that other collider that we hit, if that game object that houses it has the tag that we just set up, we want that tag. If it has that tag and that tag is level portal, then we want to do some code. So let me just double check here. Yep, level portal is the tag that I have. So if we hit this level portal tag, we want to have something here. We want to load into a new scene. And the way that we load into a new scene is we actually come up here to using Unity Engine, and we're going to type in using Unity Engine, but this time we're going to put a dot and then put scene management. Now scene management is just a additional library that's going to allow us to do something new that we couldn't do without it, and that is doing scene manager dot load scene, and then it's going to have like some parentheses here, and we'll fill this out in a second here. I'm going to put a 1 here, and I'll explain in just a moment, but we're loading scene 1 as opposed to scene 0 or some other scene. You can also put a tagged scene here, so if you want to name your levels, you can do that. So, you can do level 1 or something like that, if that's what you want. For me, I'm just using integers, so I'm putting 1, and I'll get to how to load that in just a second. In our Unity editor, we come here to File, Build Settings, and you can see that we have scenes here that are scenes in build. If you don't have any scenes there, all you have to do is hit Add Open Scenes to this build. So that means any scene that you have open gets added to this list. And you can see here that it has this little integer here, 0, 1. So I have another scene that I have created in the past called We Made It. That's the scene, the new scene that we're going to load into, and that is 1. So that's why in our code we have this scene manager load scene 1. So when we collide with this other collider that has the tag level portal, we're going to go load into scene 1. So let's go ahead and save that, and we'll give it a try here. We don't need this anymore. I've placed the character right next to the portal. Now this is not an advanced character controller, it's just a simple little one, but I'm just going to walk right into this with this temporary character and see if we load into a new scene. And you can see that we load into this new scene. That's not very exciting, it's just a regular old scene, but our scene load did work. So if you have any questions on how any of that works, please let me know down in the comments below. I'm always more than happy to help. I would love for you to join the Key Smash family by taking a look in the description. You'll find a link to our Discord. You can also find a link to our Twitch, where we stream games on occasion, as well as some other important links for people that really want to go above and beyond and support us. Things like our Patreon and anything like that that you can do would be extremely helpful. As always, I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. It really does help us out. And hopefully I'll see you next week.